Yo, right, everybody, we are here today checking out an absolute banger of a military siege RTS. This is Toy Tactics. Now, Toy Tactics puts you in command of your own militia in a fantasy setting. You'll deal with hordes of the undead, necromancers, skeletal remains of dinosaurs now posing as soldiers, and even samurais. Yeah, I know, one of those is not like the others, I'm aware. That is all achieved through tabletop-like physics-focused battles where your military units and enemies are all toy-like, wobbly figures you actively command and strategize the best defenses, whether you're raining arrows or boulders or setting choke points with walls. All achieved through the various spells you will have access to as you progress through the campaign. That said, shout out to Joystick Ventures for supporting the channel by sponsoring this video. If you enjoy what you see here today, check out the provided link down below in the description to pick up Toy Tactics for yourself. Now available on Steam Early Access. Alright everybody, that's said and done. How about we get to it here? I will be your guide and host throughout this video, obviously. I'm going to be skipping all the tutorials for the most part. I'll probably leave only one, and it's a very short one, mainly because I found the comedy in this game to be actually quite humorous. The game is supposed to be fairly silly. Keep in mind, yes, it's about a lot of units dying in combat and battle and war, which isn't really too funny.
What's wrong with you?
But on the upside, they're toys, and they're the undead toys, so yeah, it's perfectly fine, you know, it doesn't really matter too much, right? That's said and done, let's zoom on out over here. Let me give you a little lay of the lands. This is going to be the world that we'll be inhabiting here for the most part, although, don't worry, we're actually going to have a little snow battle here at some point as well to show you some more of the different biomes, but as you progress with the campaign, you'll have a lot of different worlds to unlock, as you can see over here. Let's go over here to the tent area. This lets you customize your units a little bit, give them colors. You know, I kind of went with the gold aesthetic. I think you start off in red, right, which looks pretty baller too. But I went with the gold aesthetic. It reminds me of the warriors, the military units up in the capital in Elden Ring, and you know, those are my boys. Oh yes, it's Sun Tzu. We're gonna have the king here, obviously with HP. If he dies, game over. And we have foot soldiers. That's all we have here at our disposal at the moment. Let us start. Now as an RTS, we can move units individually, like so. We can actually even break them up. Say we have 4 here, we can make squads of 2 and 2, 3 and 1, whatever have you. But again, once we get our tool, we get more creative with that. We can also move them at the same time, which I love this feature. And you can also rotate them. So if you like what you have here, but you want to worry about an attack coming on this way, you could rotate or so and so. You see them right there following me, what I'm doing? It's like, good God, Falcon is drunk as hell right now. Let's have 4 of my boys handle those 2 guys. I'm gonna have my king go over towards the 6. Now, even though he's got an HP, and if he loses HP, he dies, he's a very strong lad. As a matter of fact, I need him to awaken this group. For my units to be like, alright, now we'll back you up. As you can see, one swing from the king lets you handle a lot of these scrubs. Another thing I love about this game too is the camera. Lets you zoom on in, zoom on out completely, so you have full control of what's happening. The action camera is really fun too. It's always just kind of like wobbling around, following your units based on how zoomed in you are. So that right there is all good. Let us move forward. We have a camp coming up. This is how we get to recruit some people. Or technically the people, more toys. More toy soldiers, I suppose. But uh-oh. Oh, man. Oh, could have seen that happening. We can't get through anymore. So what happens now, you're saying? That's a very good question. What happens now is oh, we do have the drawing tool already. Okay, I'm not going to use it for this level, because we're technically not supposed to have it just yet. I was not aware of that. But let's pretend like I don't have it, and say I wanted to have my legionnaires handle this upcoming undead threat. I could just be like, hey boys, line up that way. And king, come up here. And you see how they're going into that place? Yeah, that's how would that work out. But again, you're not supposed to see that here. We're not supposed to have the drawing tool. Ignore it. Just ignore it. We're not cheating. What are you talking about? So that worked out swell. Now we do have archers over here. Archers a little bit annoying, obviously. But they are also weaker than most normal units. And we could also control how fast things move, so for longer journeys, that'll be perfect. Now we have big unit to our name. Now we do have it divided by 7 and 13, as you can see, which is very intriguing, right? Yes. Let's have you guys move that way. As a matter of fact, let's just join everything together. I want to make my own formation here. King follows suit. We have undead coming up. This chest is going to have an unlockable for the legionaries you get equip. That changes their dynamics a little bit. But I've already picked it up before, but we'll do it again for the purpose of the video, but that's... I'll go over that here pretty soon enough. So, Legionaries, I need an information. So, let's click on them, and we'll do something like what I want to do originally, which was a nice formation like so. And then we could have the king right there in the middle. Nice protection, right? I know. Let's go for it, lads. Everybody push forward. Keep the king perfectly safe, is what I say. And whoever gets through, well, who just give him the old King Griffey home run swing. Send them flying to the fences. Everybody's dead already. That went perfectly well. And our powers are ready, you're saying, right? Yes, they are. And normally we shouldn't have this for this mission, as I mentioned, but we do. So, you know, too bad. Live with it. GG. Let's do a little bit of a drawing, like so. I want this to just rain on these fellers like that. Unpass. Oh, well, they're done. It's over for them. Where's my king at, king? You can have a nice little time over here.
お前はもう死んでいる。
Now this is where it gets to start having a little bit more fun when we start breaking down units and everything like that. We have 14 legionaries, but no king this time around to worry about. So let's go into a fight. And let's just start off very simple by going forward and taking care of these three. Boys, let's also work in double time here if we can, but we're seeing that we have some units coming from the sides. This is where essentially I could get creative by pausing and then setting up a line for you and a line for you. 8 and 6 split, I like it. Unpause it and do it. Now, this isn't really too needy right now because it's only like literally 1 or 2 coming at us, so even if we let them pincer us with the overwhelming units that we had, wouldn't have been a big problem. But you know what, again, I'm just trying to get creative here for us. Everybody move forward. Now, here is interesting because sometimes you'll have little objectives such as save the sheep from the undead.
I'll allow it.
A little bit of demonstration of some objectives you actually might get in the future that require splitting your groups up, so that would be one way to handle that. There you go. The sheep are saved, everything is fine. Now archers are having a good time over here against us. I'm not too crazy about that, so let's hurry on up. 2 times speed. Freaking archers. But once you get in their face, it's over for them. Perfect. And we have more recruitable units, so let's go on over here. As a matter of fact, it's time to unite the troops, I would say. Let's go, boys. Have we lost any? I think we lost 2, right? Because we started with an 8 and 6 split. We're down to 12 now. So yeah, we might have lost 2 along the battles, but it is what it is, you know? That's the price of war, as they say. Now, we have an interesting situation here you might have noticed. There's one dude standing right there, but he moved. And when he moved, this went up. So now we can't cross that bridge, you're saying. Yeah, that's a shame. Can't believe it because our chest is over there too. How will we manage? Oh, drawing tool, you're saying? Yes, absolutely drawing tool. So we could have one boy there, but then everybody else over there. Now, one thing I was worried, it didn't happen for this mission, but I'm sure it'll probably happen in the future. Sometimes doing something like this, and there's like, say, one unit left alone, you could probably imagine they might send units after him to maybe, you know, get your squad stuck over there, and it's game over. So that's where you probably might want to leave a couple of extra units maybe for defensive purposes, but for this mission you don't need to do that. But I'm thinking about the future. Long term, I'm thinking there's probably something the game would do to kind of, you know, keep you on your toes there. Now, Rain of Fire, we also have Rain of Arrows. We'll probably save up for Rain of Arrows. Hopefully, these 5 dudes here will do it for us. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Oh, we just knocked this dude down. Since we do have this, how about we just handle these archers so I don't have to handle them anymore? Oh yes, perfect. I like how this one dude is coming after my squad of 31. I mean, it's fairly ballsy on him. You can't even fault him for that. Speaking of archers, when do we see those, you're saying? I think next mission, as a matter of fact. So, Veni, Vidi, Brrr. Again, the names are also quite silly. Start. We get to travel a little bit. I hope you packed a warm tunic for this expedition, Learning One. This is Avalon, a land of magic and snow, inhabited of course by barbarians clad in steel and fur. So here we're gonna have 40 archers and the queen. Nothing but range units in our possession this time around. Infantrymen, so obviously we want to use our ranged attacks. We don't want to get a little close in that. I love it. That's what I enjoy the most about this game, just setting up these battles and just watching it like with full control. I think that's a way to also remove the UI while you're at it as well, but you know, whatever. I do it on my own time. So they are all done, perfect. Let's come on over here and restore this tower. Now the towers can be destroyed by enemies. If they do get destroyed, you actually have a chance of rebuilding them once again. So for more difficult stages, I imagine. Unless you do very good and just defend it all together. Oh, the queen can get up there too. I was not aware of that. Now, as you can see, one dude is already coming up. That's going to be a very stronger unit. Unfortunately, this happened before I could set up my squad how I wanted them to. I have a little bit of an idea for this one. So, you know how we have the upper portion? They essentially have to come all the way around to get to us. So what I want to do is line up troops on these cliffs. Like so. Is that a good drawing, Falcon? No, not quite. But that's okay, don't worry too much about that, alright? It's perfectly fine. Now, the objectives here are what tricked me the first time. I'm not really too familiar with how, min-max the spells just yet, but we're supposed to kill a lot of these enemies in this mission with spells. But my idea of the cliffs is obviously, as you can see, very, very good. As they move along, they get weakened. And hopefully by the time they get around, it's over for them already. Especially when the queen is launching them, powered up lances from above. And you know what? Because she's on top of a tower, she has less charge up time. That's great. That is perfect. Rain of Fire is almost ready. This might be it. Hold up. We got 14 boys, right? Yes, we do. So how about we make sure we keep them there? Because Rain of Fire takes a while to kind of go them down, right? So how about we do a wall, right? The wall takes a while too, Falcon, right? So we do a wall like that. Stop them, as they say. Uh-oh. And then we drop it like it's hot. Literally, because they're hot arrows on fire. Like so. That killed nobody. Well, I'm a little disappointed it killed nobody. That's the reason why I failed it the first time. One thing you notice that the big dude that was actually going ahead of him was carrying the chest. Now, obviously, I already picked this up in my off-camera run, but in order to do that, you have to send somebody down there to pick it up for you. Power now? No, we need to have a couple more kills for us to get Rain of Fire and arrows coming up. This would have been nice. 17 right here. As a matter of fact. Do we try it now at 17? I mean, they've been kind of weakened a little bit from my arrows up there, right? Let's try it again. Do a wall like so. We have stopped them, yes. Now. Keep moving, keep moving. As they get close to that. We definitely killed that time. We killed 3. Only 3. There's 9 more coming up. So Rain of Arrow. Maybe through there? Oh, let's go. Wait, no?
My disappointment is immeasurable.
Rain of Fire. Rain of Fire. Don't let me down, baby. Right here. I need you right here. Well, we got one. Got Byzantine Fire, sure. Doesn't matter, we can't get up to 10 anymore. Those two were roasted. But even had they counted, it would have been 7, it wouldn't be enough for the 10. So my management of spells still isn't that great. That said, everybody, this right here has been Toy Tactics. I hope you have enjoyed. As I mentioned down below in the description, I'll have a link for you guys to pick this up. It's now available on Steam Early Access. Now, before we do sign off completely, hold up. What do you think would be a better spell to get that 10 kill? I haven't picked this one up, which is Explosive Amphore. When you fill it with fire and the damage is dire, that's Amphore. I know, I get the reference, believe me. It does seem to be an AoE, so maybe putting up some walls, AoE it up. Maybe would be easier for us to acquire that 10 kill objective with the M4. Either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time.